It'll tell us right there when we're on. It's starting. Good. Well, we're back here at the Sportsmans Expo for another little rendition of some things that are happening around here. And Ted Leidy's with us, and we've been talking about you all morning long. And I told the people at your booth this morning, I said, listen, we're going to promote you all morning long, and if you don't show up, you're going to get a whole lot more promotion after that.
I love it. Hey, listen, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me.
You've been very busy here, and you had that class this morning, and, I don't know a whole lot about you, but I know what you do, and I know at the level that you do it, there's a reason. It's because you know what you're doing. So tell us a little bit about NFI, and we've got this book here about the new gun laws and stuff like that, which is very helpful. And you go around and you train and you do a whole spectrum of stuff. Tell us about that.
So NFI is a team of instructors that work throughout the state together. And it was started right here in Redding, California in 2006. That's the year that I retired from the United States Army.
Okay.
And I knew how to teach, and I knew firearms.
Okay.
So when I got out of the Army, I knew that this was something I was going to end up doing.
It was perfect.
Yeah, and it worked out really well. So today, we teach about 3,000 people a year throughout the state.
Wow.
This weekend, just in Shasta County, we taught over 100.
Wow.
And I taught 53 this morning, and we had 43 or 44 out at Redding Gun Club today with the rest of the team. So this morning here we taught CCW renewal, which is the every 24-month refresher course for CCW holders. Yesterday and today at Redding Gun Club, we taught basic CCW, which includes 5 hours of defensive pistol training.
Oh, perfect.
With a pistol, yeah. So we have people come through that don't know they've never held a firearm.
Sure.
That they want to get a CCW. Things on the streets it's getting a little crazy nowadays.
It's getting a lot crazy out there, actually.
Yeah, it's getting a lot crazy. So what we do is we put the gun in their hands, and we teach them to use it effectively and efficiently. At the end of the day, they have to shoot a qualification.
Okay.
Kind of like a regular qualification that a security guard or somebody like that might have to go through. And then once they do that, then we give them a 12-hour training certificate that the sheriff will recognize.
Absolutely right.
So that they can apply for their CCW.
Now, do you teach them also safety and how to handle the...
man.
Yeah, so they don't shoot themselves in the foot?
Absolutely.
Because I end up doing it all the time.
I thought you had a funny limp.
You know what? Here's something that I think is really important. So because firearms is such a hot button right now, depending on what side of that you're on. But many people want to know more about it that have absolutely no clue. How can they get in touch with you just to learn a little bit more and maybe progress in that aspect?
So a couple of ways we can do it. Number one, our website is completely interactive. Our schedule is on there. It's usgunpro.com.
Okay. All right.
And then, or you can call me at 530-999-1822. We do private classes.
Okay.
We teach tactical carbine. We teach functional rifle. That's really for hunting. We teach basic pistol. We teach ladies only basic pistol and CCW, and of course we teach co-ed CCW right here in Redding.
I got a question for you. If somebody takes your course or takes another course and they get certified, but then they run out of time to get that CCW license, do they have to take another course?
Normally, the sheriff will make them come back and do a 4-hour refresher course.
Okay. That makes sense.
The initial course is 12 hours. So if you take the 12-hour course with us and you let that certificate of training expire. So in Shasta County, it's 60 days. From the day you get the certificate, it's dated today. You would have 60 days, or the beginning of June, right?
Okay.
Sometime in the beginning or middle of June, to get your appointment made with the sheriff to get your application started. If you sit on that certificate, that 60 days, he's going to say, I'm sorry, this certificate's expired.
Oh.
You need to go back to get a 4-hour refresher course. So we make a big deal out of getting those folks into getting their CCW application started so that they don't have to come back. I tell them, hey, look, it's not that I don't want to see you again, but I'm sure you have better things to do than to sit with me for 4 more hours to get your certificate of training. So yeah, it's 60 days in this county.
There's a lot involved that goes along with it. You obviously are the expert at it. For someone who knows absolutely nothing, I mean, other than calling and looking at your website, where do they start? What research can they do?
So they can go to the Shasta County Sheriff website, Okay. And the CCW application instructions are right on there.
Okay.
It's going to say, first do this, then do that. And somewhere right at the beginning, it's going to say, find a gun trainer and do your 12 hours worth of training.
I see.
Then you go to usgunpro.com. The schedule's on there. You just select a class. You can sign up, register, pay right there, and then see me on the day of class. I've got a roster, and you're on it. We start training together. Now, it's important to note that you do not have to own a firearm to go to our CCW class.
Okay.
We can provide everything, 100%, and there's no extra cost in that.
But is it better for them to own their own gun so they can get comfortable with it, though?
Always better to own your own gun. But some people will tell me straight up, I don't want to buy a gun until I shoot a gun because I don't know what I'm going to like.
Absolutely, and everybody's a little bit different. I mean, you've got many, and you have your favorites, and I have mine, and Dan as well. But when someone comes in, could be a man, could be a woman, whoever, it doesn't really matter, and they just don't know what they want. They don't know what's going to carry well or conceal well. How do you fashion that person into finding the right piece for them?
So what we'll do is either before class or after, or sometimes during, we'll provide an instructor for them.
Okay.
And then that instructor will go down to one of our retail partners that we work with, and we'll get some guns out and lay them on the counter, and we'll start fitting them. You know, and two things about fitting a gun. First thing is you have to be able to reach all the controls with your fingers.
Yes.
Right? With the correct fingers. So magazine release, we like to do it with our thumbs.
Sure.
Right? Slide lock, we like to do it with the top of our thumb. The safety has to be reachable
with the thumb.
With the firearm, with the thumb. Normally we do everything with a thumb.
Okay.
And normally they're all on the left side of the firearm, see, because we hold it like this.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So that's important. In addition, the reason and the idea that you might have for carrying the firearm. So you're going to, let's say you're purchasing it for personal protection.
All right.
If you're purchasing it for your home, that's one firearm.
Okay.
If you're purchasing it to carry, that's a different firearm.
Sure, right.
Okay.
Right?
That's right.
So a home firearm is going to weigh normally between 30 and 35 ounces. That's a big gun. All right. That's a full-size service pistol, like a Glock 17, a Sig Sauer SP 2022, something like that. That's with a 4.5 or 5 inch barrel. Maybe it's got a rail on it for accessories, so you can put a laser and a light on it, so you can have both hands on your firearm on your property. Okay. Right. But if you're telling me 100% concealed carry, then I'm going to go with a firearm that weighs between 15 and 25 ounces.
I see.
And that's going to be the Ruger LCR 2-inch revolver.
Okay.
Or a Sig Sauer P238, maybe a semi-automatic 380.
Okay.
Or a Shield 9mm Smith & Wesson, weighs about 20 ounces.
I have a 9mm Beretta, and it was heavy for me.
It's full size, right?
Yes, it's full size. I had a hard time. I got it because Gary has a Glock, and I wanted the Glock. I had a hard time finding the right Glock that fit the palm of my hands because I have big hands. So I found the Glock 19.
My favorite handgun. I actually have 4 Glock 19s.
Okay.
People are like, why don't you buy 4 Glock 19s? I said, well, I ran out of money or else I'd have 5.
That's exactly right. So
I love them.
We still have a few more hours going on here at the Sportsman's Expo. Is there any parting words of advice or words of wisdom that you can give someone who's just thinking and on the edge and not knowing what to do?
So here's the thing. You have this tool in your home, or you're thinking about getting a tool in your home that is probably the most deadly piece of equipment that you're ever going to own, right?
Yes.
Don't be afraid to make a simple phone call to me at 530-999-1822 and just kind of pick my brain about it. I'm more than happy to talk to anybody at any time about firearms. You can learn a lot in a couple of hours.
Sure.
You can learn a lot in a couple of hours. And people always say to me, well, I don't want to take a full-blown CCW. I just want to learn a little bit about pistols. Well, the full-blown CCW is learning a little bit about pistols plus learning how to effectively shoot one.
Oh, yeah.
We're more than happy to put you in a 4-hour CCW course, but for about $50 more, you can do a 12-hour class.
That would be good. Now, do you specialize in like furniture where people can hide guns? And
we specialize in concealment. For sure, yeah.
So you would know who to get in touch with.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you want one on your bedside.
Absolutely.
Or your coffee table, or don't go to dinner with this guy. He might have one under this table.
Actually, we specialize in solutions. That's what I tell my instructors. Look, they have a question, we have a solution. That's the thing.
How many instructors do you have?
We have 21 in the state.
Yeah, you got a full team.
Wow.
So we have 11 right here in Shasta County.
Wow.
That's awesome.
We have 11 instructors right here.
You got 11. That's a football team right there.
It's a football team. Yeah, and we've got some of the. Well, I like to think. I know we have the best instructors in the state. I mean, it is a solid instruction team. Guys you know and see every day that you don't even know work for us.
Wow.
You know, Carl Bott is one of our instructors. And Carl is a very good friend of mine. Actually, he's been an instructor since almost day one in the company. And he and I have built advanced CCW curriculums. He and I built a tactical carbine curriculum right here in Shasta County at the Reading Gun Club. And so just a lot of guys locally that not only are gun guys, but martial artists. Tony Jackson, who's got his own dojo in town here. Yeah, he's one of our instructors. And just local professionals who either do it full-time or part-time. And and we have a great team, and that's the beauty about us is I can be here doing this radio program, and we've got 5 at the Reading Gun Club teaching CCW today
on a Sunday.
On a Sunday.
Yeah. So you're doing really good work, Ted, and we wanted to make sure that we gave you some recognition for that. And I know that I appreciate what you've done for all the veterans that I'm associated with around down at the Veterans Home. You brought a bunch of them out to the range, and man, they just they still talk about that because they love it. So we appreciate that. We appreciate you, and you're doing good work.
Gary, I appreciate you having me on today.
Okay.
I always like to run into you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks,
Thank you, Dan.
I'm sorry that you have to run into him.
NFI. Okay. One more time on the website.
usgunpro.com.
Perfect. That's Ted Leidy, and he's here. You can come talk to him. He'll be here for a little while. The Sportsman's Expo, and we'll be back for another shot here in just a little bit. Stay with us.